Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Doctor's Journey podcast, navigating life and medicine with coaching and career innovation. In today's episodes, we're going to talk about career transition. I personally have been going through different stages in my life and career, from hospital medicine, different leadership position as medical director, regional medical director. I have worked also some process improvement projects in hospital medicine, decided to build a real estate portfolio that had allowed me to reduce some of the clinical work I was doing in the past. Now, as an advocate for physicians and physician well-being and mental health, I have the opportunity to serve others as a certified physician life coach and also as a positive intelligent coach. This topic is very important for physicians and anyone in healthcare, as change is expected. I will dare to say even necessary, and a lot of times we don't have specific tools or frameworks that we can use to make the process smoother. The topic of today will be how we can thrive beyond the white coat when we are navigating career transition. This is going to be broken down in two parts. We're going to start with the first one, and the reality again is that life is in the transition. There are many reasons why we can entertain a change on our life and career, from relocation, family, financial reasons. I was mentioning earlier, I have transitioned into leadership positions in the past, academic opportunities, people I know in clinical practice, or people I coach professionally as a physician coach. The vast majority are looking at more flexibility and time for family. Unfortunately, the vast majority is coming from a place of even desperation at times and a lot of traumatizing experience on their current position that has exposed them to high levels of burnout and dissatisfaction with their current practice. This is the reality, and I have talked about this in the past. At this point, we know that at least 1 in 2 physicians have symptoms of burnout. 2 in 3 nurses have also symptoms of burnout. A third of physicians are planning on quitting their job over the next 1 to 2 years, and 55% are looking at going part-time. Unfortunately, healthcare suicide go as high as 400 physicians, and we're losing 700 nurses every year. The first concept that I want to put out there is that what makes a great CEO? We're talking about corporate level. We can talk about how you can be the CEO of your life too. And that's something I preach a lot with my coaching clients. But in this particular case, let's talk about what makes a great CEO. Leadership skills, problem solving, time management, communication and empathy, adaptability and lifestyle learning. I will dare to say that most of physicians has at least some, if not all of it. Even those that has some gaps that needs to fill as far as their skill and knowledge, it's very easy to complement this into your career portfolio. Therefore, I will say that any physician has all the tools already to be successful inside and also outside of medicine. I can share with a lot of optimism that there's so many stories I can tell you about physicians that have been successful, building new companies, investing in real estate, making amazing private practice that are cash flowing a lot, and I'm very grateful to know a lot of them and able to interact with them. The other component of these concepts I'm sharing with you is what I describe of the third amygdala response. We know about the fight or flight response, but the third one is the freeze response, which is the one I see a lot among physicians. I have coached many physicians that has been struggling, being unsatisfied on their current positions for not only years, but even decades before they reach this breaking point where they basically are desperate. They want to even leave medicine. Unfortunately, some of them has so deep moral injury to an extent that some of them has symptoms of PTSD for all the suffering they carry on for so many years, and they never entertain any change. The second thing that I'm going to mention is that if you're not moving forward in your career, if you're not growing, you're definitely in what I describe as career stagnation. This is something also that is extremely important for physicians to be mindful of, because sometimes we get to this state of contemplation where we're rooted into our incomes and we just continue living our automatic life without entertaining any change, even though truly deep inside we know that change is not only necessary, it's definitely possible. That's what I love about coaching, because I believe in framework. I believe in pearls of wisdom that we have, tactics that we can utilize in our life. I've been doing a lot of research in process improvement at the hospital level, but this is something I call process improvement for life. The way I see this is a genius without a roadmap will get lost in any country, but an average person with a roadmap will find their way to any destination. Be mindful of the frameworks that you have and it will make your journey easier. Remember also that sometimes burnout is at the individual level, at least, is coming not from what you're not doing outside of your work, but instead of overworking comes from what you're not doing outside of work. Many times we have physicians that they just don't have a routine or wind down, and some of them are buffering. They are just numbing their suffering and emotions with either not only substance or overeating, but also with overworking. I see that quite a lot. Therefore, get on the recovering state where you don't have the time to wind down and recharge your batteries. So let me show you a roadmap that I have designed to allow you and help you navigate any career change that you are entertaining. Whether this is a new job, or maybe you are stepping up on your job into a leadership position, maybe you're entertaining to build a new business. Keep in mind that the incidence of burnout among entrepreneurs is as high as the one of physicians. Keep that in mind. I have so many friends and dear friends of mine that have been very successful building businesses, but some of them have ended up also in a similar position how they were in clinical practice as far as how burnout they've been at the point of what they're getting to. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, what are your guiding principles of value? I love value decision making. And sometimes when you truly know yourself, it will make the process easier. It will give you clarity of what you are doing next and align your values with the position that you're seeking. Again, in the art of compromise, there's no such a thing as the perfect work. There's not a perfect business either. But the whole purpose or idea here is that you're building something around your life, around your values, around your purpose, and not the other way around, where you are just adapting and playing along as long as your body will get you to. The second component for a successful roadmap or career change is what I call career and life portfolio. Knowing your strengths, knowing your weakness as well. I'm a true believer of double down on your strengths will get you there faster, but there are so many resources out there that will allow you to basically be able to fill any knowledge gap that you might have. Is it public speaking? Is it something that you can learn and you can practice? You want to know more about marketing? This is something that even if you don't know, you can find somebody that can help you and shortcut the process so you get there faster. That's what the third point is. Seeking guidance from mentors, people that have walked the path that you're entertaining. That's very crucial, to be very selective on what the need is and what to expect from anyone that is offering you advice. Ideally, someone that has done the same change that you have going. I have entertained so many changes over the course of the past almost over a decade practicing hospital medicine. Different position, different job, different contracts, and each experience definitely leave you with some new wisdom that you can utilize next time that you're entertaining a change. Remember, there's so many amazing social media groups, and I strongly believe in the power of community. You are the average of the 3 to 5 people that you're more close with, and be mindful of those connections, those relationships. Now, sometimes what you need is just sit down and question yourself about what exactly is going on with you and your life. Sometimes we lose our ability to even determine what is important in our life. Remember, only a few things really matter, and you can do anything, but not everything. Therefore, setting clear priorities are crucial. That's why you need that wisdom of clarity. You need to ask yourself, what questions of your career bring you the most fulfillment? What are your goals and aspirations inside, but also outside of medicine? What leaves you unsatisfied or frustrated? And how do you envision that change you're entertaining, that life you're seeking, that path that you want to go through, and what is the ultimate end game? Now, in order to implement those tactics, you need to do few things at the tactical and strategic level. You need to update your professional brand. 2 things. 1, you need to learn more skills if that's necessary, depending on the position you're pursuing. But more important, you can embrace that persona. I went through that massive change when I started doing coaching. I went from being this physician offering some mentorship to the people that I was guiding. When I make that change to be a professional coach, I embrace this new persona, this new person that align with my core value of helping others. That's what I feel so grateful of being able to share my story with others. It's important to network and engage again with people in your target field and practice. Practice definitely will build mastery. And the more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. I love to go to events inside, but also outside of medicine. I always recommend, and one of my own personal promises, to go at least to one event that is not related to medicine, either marketing, business, entrepreneurship, and so on and so forth. There are ways of how you can learn what are your values. One of the things I have recommended, and in fact, some of my coaching clients, I put it as a requirement, is to get the Institute on Character value assessment. This is really a complimentary and free assessment you can get, and you can assess your strengths and virtues. Believe me, it's worth spending some time to reflect on it, and it will make things better. In fact, there is good evidence that it will help your levels of happiness and life satisfaction when you truly know what is at the core of your soul. There are some other personality tests. In particular case of my coaching program, I offer these to my one-to-one clients as part of a package. It's just to get to a place of self-reflection, self-awareness about your strengths, about your weaknesses too, and therefore you can start working toward the change that you are seeking and you want to pursue. At the end, what you want is what is called work-life integration. There's no such a thing as balance. You just want to integrate and blend your professional, personal life both together in a way that they are around your life. You are not around them. I believe that you need 4 things at least to be happy at any stage of your career, early starting, mid-career, or late. You need definitely your professional accomplishment, but you need also your personal health. By health, I mean your psychological health, mental health, but also emotional and physical health. You need relationship, and you need to take care of your finances. Remember, if you don't prioritize your life, somebody else will do it. Therefore, you need to be very intentional, but more important, very granular in detail about what is the change that you're going to be pursuing. I'm going to leave you with a roadmap for decision making. I love this framework, and I have utilized in very crucial decisions I have made in my life, not only work related, but even personal related. Number 1, you need clarity, once again, about your goals, values, and priorities. These next step definitely rooted into the deep understanding of what your goals are and purpose in life and business. I strongly believe that all decision making should be done in writing. I'm very an advocate of journaling. I've been journaling for many years in different formats, from just pen and notebook to digital journals. That's what I do nowadays. But if you don't write it down, it's not going to happen. Also, it helps you simplify complex thoughts, and it will support your clarity, and it will give you a sense of accountability when you use this and share with others. The third point you need to understand when you're making a decision on your life is decisions are made on probabilities. There is no such a thing as 100% certainty in decision making. So what you're going to do is to make the best possible choice, even where you don't have a total certainty of it. Finally, all decisions has to be a clarification of something that you truly value. Making choices that are based on fear, desperation, or worse, external influences, that usually will lead to regrets. So focus on what truly matters to you, not on idealized standards coming from external factors. Now, I'm going to leave you with these 2 points. You have 2 choices in life: move forward to grow or move backward to safety. Where are you at now? The second question I pondered today is, what is the biggest decision you can make right now in your life that will make a change for your future and get you where you want to be? Is this maybe just a minor change on one of your habits or a behavior that you want to change? Just reflect on that. Take some time and see what you can find. I'm telling you, it's worth the effort. Very happy to be able to share with you this episode of A Doctor's Journey podcast, navigating life and medicine with coaching and healthcare innovation. multiple ways to connect with me. You have my website at adoctorsjourney.com. You have my emails and any way that I can help you and serve you. I will be very excited of it. Thank you very much.